It's the Techstination Week podcast. I'm Fred Fishkin. Welcome to the compilation of this week's Techstination Reports and more. If you're among the many consumers always looking to upgrade to the latest and greatest phones, before you trade in that old model, it might be wise to check its value. The Flipsy.com website makes it simple, partnering with a number of online sites that will help you get the best return. Flipsy's Brian Morris.
We instantly compare buyback offers for iPhones, Android phones, and tablets. And we just added Apple Watches, which I'm really excited about that. So this makes it easy to tell who is currently paying the most money for almost any device. And the best part is buyback stores pay an average of 30% more than carriers.
There may be instances where a carrier trade-in makes sense, but it is worth it to do the math on Flipsy.com first. There are more and more self-driving vehicles being tested on public roadways, and they apparently are frustrating some of us human drivers. At Wired, senior writer Jack Stewart, who covers the future of transportation, has authored an article called Why People Keep Rear-Ending Self-Driving Cars. He studied crash reports, many of them minor, and found 57% were rear-end accidents while they were in autonomous mode. Why? Stewart on the Smart Driving Cars podcast said, with GM's Cruise vehicles, for instance,
they're programmed to obey every law to the letter of the law. So they will come to complete stops at four-way intersections. They will stop if there's a pedestrian crossing the street. A human driver in downtown San Francisco probably would squeeze through the pedestrians.
So the question is, which behaviors will need to change? With or without a computer handy, Western Digital has made My Passport Wireless SSD a valuable take-along for photographers, videographers, and more. It is solidly built, featuring a rechargeable battery designed to power the built-in Wi-Fi connection for a full workday. And the memory card slot built in can automatically transfer photos and files. WD's Luke Autry.
My Passport Wireless SSD we consider the Swiss Army knife of storage. And what it does is it enables you to ingest media cards from SD or through a card reader with CF or CFast or media like that. And with a 10-hour battery life, you can connect to this device from an iPad, an Android, or an iPhone-type device, review and edit the photos, and then save them back onto the device.
Adding lots of security and saving time, and it ships with a rubberized, rugged jacket. We've had a chance now to check out both versions of Lenovo's Smart Display with Google Assistant, and which one suits your setting depends on the counter or table space you have available. Lenovo has even just added some new features, including smart device and media controls. The 8-inch screen model sells for about $200, while the 10-inch model is $50 more. Both have bright, crisp displays that do really a great job showing off images from your Google Photos albums. They feature a camera for video conferencing, and built-in camera privacy control means it's okay to use the smart display in the bedroom. It makes a great but pricey alarm clock. The devices really shine, though, in the kitchen for viewing recipes, YouTube, and more. Photographer, author, and educator Rick Sammon is always generous in sharing what he has learned, and in his latest book, The Route 66 Photo Road Trip, he not only helps out with where and how to take great pictures, he adds info on where to stay and what to eat. Having just come back from a teaching trip to the great parks in Utah, Rick shared his experience shooting with the new Canon EOS R mirrorless full-frame camera. He was never a fan of electronic viewfinders before, but
your in-camera light meter is your histogram. And you can see your exposure compensation, whether you want to make a scene darker or lighter. That's one of the things that I really like about this. Plus, because the lens is actually closer to the image sensor, you get a sharper picture.
Rick Sammon, who, by the way, is a longtime Canon explorer of light. Those are our reports for this week. You can find a full archive of reports and complete interviews at Techstination.com. Thanks for listening. Now this. How many companies out there have continued to innovate when it comes to building a better radio? I'm Fred Fishkin, host of Techstination, and I'm here to tell you about the new CC Skywave SSB radio from the wonderful people at C. Crane. Bob and his crew really love radio, and it shows in this new compact model that is packed with features. Beyond great AM and FM reception and sound, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world, Listen to ham radio operators, aviation, and more. It's the radio you'll turn to every day and in emergencies. It will run for nearly 3 days on just 2 AA batteries. Pair the sleep timer with the new Soft Speaker 3, and you've got the perfect radio for your nightstand. Of course, it can wake you up too. Click on C. Crane at Techstination.com and put in the code Techstination for a free flashlight with your order. They love radio, and you'll love C. Crane.